Hello again. We just learned about how rain falls. Are you excited to do the experiment? Okay, here's what you need. It should say on the page in Schoology what you need, but just to go over it again, you need shaving cream. Doesn't matter what kind. You need food coloring. Doesn't matter what color. You need a clear cup of water, not filled all the way. Just leave some part. And then your precipitation page. You don't have to print it out if you just want to write the answers or type them in Schoology. That is fine too. So we are going to go through the directions. I'm going to give you sentence starters for your hypothesis and your conclusion, and then we're going to start the experiment. Screen share. And there we go. Okay, now let me go through the directions and the materials. The material says clear cup, check, water, check, shaving cream, check, food coloring, check. It says dropper on here, like an eyedropper thing. The directions say use the dropper to add the food coloring. You don't have to do that because the food coloring, Butterfingers, has a dropper already on it, okay? So I'm just gonna use the food coloring. I'm not gonna worry about the dropper because it has a dropper already on it. All right, so we've got our materials. We filled the cup halfway with water. We're going to spray shaving cream, and then we're going to do little drops on top of the shaving cream with the food coloring to see how many drops it takes for it to fall. So this is supposed to simulate like a rain cloud, okay? The shaving cream is the cloud, and then the food coloring is all the extra water vapor coming in, making it heavier and heavier until it rains, okay? So before we start, you need to start a hypothesis. How many food coloring drops do you think it will take to make it rain? I think, let me get a marker so it's a little bit darker. So I'm just going to give you a sentence starter. Your hypothesis is your best guess, okay? A hypothesis isn't right or wrong. You're just kind of making a prediction, right? We've done enough science experiments by now. I think it will take how many drops for it to rain, period. Okay, so there's your sentence starter. You can go ahead and make your prediction of how many drops of food coloring do you think it's going to take. Okay, so you can write it on this paper, or you can just write it on a sheet of paper and then you can type it into Schoology later. However you're doing it is fine with me. You're just going to have to do your discussion post for your hypothesis and your conclusion in a complete sentence. And that's why I'm giving you a good sentence starter. Okay? So now let's get a sentence starter for conclusion. Remember, we should know from writing and from all of our other experiments. Conclusion is the results. What happened at the end? Was your hypothesis right or wrong? And it doesn't have to be right. That's what science experiments are. We're experimenting. We're figuring stuff out. My hypothesis, it's an in-your-face word, so it should be spelled correctly, was right or wrong. So you don't write all of those words. You pick, my hypothesis was right because, or my hypothesis was wrong because. Because it did take, that's the real amount of drops for it to rain. Now I should see sentences like this in Schoology, pretty much the same, a complete sentence. You're not just going to type in 15 and then I was wrong, okay? Sentence starters, complete sentences. You're getting towards 4th grade, got to be making sure you're writing in sentences. So here are your 2 sentence starters. You're going to do the experiment first. Well, you need to make your hypothesis first. So make your guess now. And as you do the experiment, every drop you squeeze, you're going to make a little dot. You can color them in here if you want to keep track of how many drops. Or you could have mom or dad just count for you while you drop. That's fine too. That might be easier. Plus, it'll get them doing some science with you. That's always fun. Okay, so I'm going to set my stuff up. You don't set up yet. Well, I guess you can set up, but just continue to pause me while you do your steps. So I'm going to move my little Elmo thing so you can see. Whoops, sorry. There's my cup. Let's just start clean. Okay. All right. Okay. So what I will do is I will color the dots on the paper as I drop. So you can do that. You can color them, or you can just have mom or dad count. Again, that might be easier, or brother, sister, or grandma, grandpa, or you. Just make sure you're honest about it. So you should have your hypothesis. How many drops do you think it's going to take? Let me shake it up some more. So there's my cloud. Okay, you ready? Actually, I think I'm just going to count because it's just me, and then I'd have to put this down and then color, and I think I'm just going to count. Where do I want to put my drops? And there's lots of different ways you can do this experiment. Why is it frozen now? All right, let me try again. Let me try again. Nope, it froze again. Just when we get to the good stuff, right? Okay, so what I will do is I will shut it all down, restart, and hopefully it works. And then you'll just have two videos of the experiment. No big deal, okay? So I'm gonna work on my computer and fix this so we can get started. Now, if you wanna go ahead and do the experiment now, that's fine. You don't have to wait for me, okay? Totally fine. But I'm gonna come back and show you my results. So if you wanna watch the results, you can watch the second part of the video. If you just wanted to do the experiment because you're excited, do the experiment. And again, there's lots of different ways that you can do it. You can, maybe different colors of food coloring might change the results. If you have different kinds of shaving cream, that might change the results. Where you put the drops might change the results. To see it rain, all right? So go ahead and do the experiment if you want. I'm gonna get things taken care of on my end, and then I'm gonna make a results video. Have fun.